welcome to Weekend Project. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mama Pop Quilt Shop, and we're very happy to see you here today. Today I'm conquering a project that I need to do since we took the Christmas tree down. Is the box does not exist anymore. It has been beaten up to the point it's not going to do its job. I found the box very heavy to begin with all three pieces in it to move it around. You needed two people. So I came up with a way of how I can move all the pieces individually, easily, by myself. So I created these little, like, I don't know, cradle baskets or something with they got the ties on the side that we're going to do here today. This is the top of our tree. Okay, and it's just like a good 7 foot, whatever, 8 foot tree, just the fake ones that, Lincoln, I already got the bulbs already on them, and I put some blue tape on my ends to make sure I didn't have to spend like 25 minutes trying to find them to connect them next or later this year for December. So yeah, so what we need to do is make the top section. I've already made the middle and the for the bottom. And then I have this other piece here, which is, of course, is the stand for the bottom of the tree. I want that to go in with the top because it's almost the size of the top and it'll fit in this little bag together, okay? So what I did is when I took my measurements, I got my tape measure out and I measured across and gave like an extra inch. So I came to about 22 inches on this one, across at the widest part of the base of the bottom of the little tree here. And then up to the point here, put your tip out or tuck it in, whatever makes it it's going to make you happy in your bag. And then at about 32 inches this way, about the length, okay? Now you can make it so your bag has sides on them. You can box it out maybe a little bit, just do a little bit bigger. These are just like the basic measurements that I got. So I'm going to add some, especially to the 22. I want to make sure the bag is going to come up a bit on either side. And then I'm going to have handles, and then we're going to tie it, okay? So I took my measurements, and I wrote them down, and then I cut me a piece that is approximately 30. This is just some fabric. It's kind of like a canvasy kind of fabric here. It's a bit thick. I was going to use some tan pleather, but I have way more of this than I do of the tan pleather to do this project, so that's what we're going to do it this way. And then I just folded up an edge about 8 to 10 inches just to give it some stability at the top, and then did that on both sides. So this, in technical, once I get this edge stitched down, okay, will fit my tree here and my base for my tree here. And then these will be my handles, and I'm going to put my tie right here. On the bigger bags, the medium and the large bag, I put 2 ties in. I think for just the top, I think we just need to do 1. So I have 3 ties here already and 2 handles. And I'm going to show you a very easy way to do these handles and the ties. You could use Velcro, you could use nylon webbing, you could use buttons, you can do whatever you like just to keep the sides of your bag together. Of course, you could also make it a little bit larger and sew it shut, right? Or sew the side up. Okay, so for this little part here, we want to make sure that we can sew down, give ourselves a nice seam on this side, but it's so hard to turn these things right side out if you don't have the right tool. I very rarely have the right tool. Sorry. So I took a little strip of the fabric I was using, just a little strip off the side, and then you put it in on the inside here, really easy, and just stick it right about the middle, and then make sure you can fold it over. Okay, it's good, it's going to fit, it's not going to go in the stitch line at all. And I take my safety pin, just a little one, don't want to do anything too big, and you just want to safety pin that in there. Do a little close to the top, but make sure you have both pieces, because if you go sometimes tugging through, you're going to end up ripping through your safety pin will rip through one. So you want to make sure you loop through the 2 there, okay? Now what we're going to do here is we're going to flip this over, and then we're going to sew all the way down right here, okay? Making sure not to get our little tail on the inside. Now you'll notice some of my fabric is a little bit, it's got some stain on one side, but on the other side, like on the front side, it's perfectly fine. So I think it might be just a sun stain. So from where it was sitting in the basement. So I want to use it all up. It doesn't matter to me. It's only a Christmas bag. I'm just going to hang it up. It's only going to hold the Christmas tree. Okay, go all the way down. Do a little back stitch. Okay, now comes the fun part. You got to go all the way to the top here. So you just want to kind of tuck it in itself, okay? Tuck it in usually the length of the safety pin. Okay, so give yourself a good start. Just kind of push that through to the other side. Okay, and then you gently tug this part, making sure the other part is staying nice and straight, as straight as possible. You are trying to turn something right side out. Okay, and just give it a little tug, and give it a little tug, a little tug. Just make sure it's going the way you want it. Just give it some persuasion if need be. Okay, and then in no time at all, you have your top where you started out the other end. Okay, just pull it straight. Take your safety pin out. Save that for another project. This is where you can just finger press this nice and flat, and then we're just going to do a stitch on either side to stabilize it. Okay, and that's super easy. Great way to do ties, great way to do handles for bags, anything like that. So if you don't have one of those little wire pull-throughs and then they grip sort of thing and you can pull it out, or something like that, or if you a long stick. But sometimes when you're doing a lot of ties, and I had to do a lot of ties for this project, it was certainly far easier to do than trying to turn them all right side out just by maneuvering the fabric between your fingers. I'm using a big stitch on this. It doesn't matter whether it's big or small. Just stitch what you like. Okay, and I'm going to go down both sides. Open that up a bit. My thread was struggling. There we go. Go straight on down. Trying to be as consistent as possible, but again, it is just a bag to hold the tree. So I wasn't worried about the raw edges on here at all on the other side. You could, if you want this as more of a decorative bag, you could definitely pinking shear that, or just fold over, and then you can do another stitch down, easy peasy. Okay. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to sew down this part down here. Okay. So we're making our section of where we're going to attach our handles to. Handles are going to be on the folded side here, okay? And then we'll fold these raw edges up and over, seal those in. Make ourselves like a little sling bag. I guess it's called a sling bag, maybe. Now that I'm thinking about it, it sounds like a little sling bag. Okay. Both sides. I think we have to pin the other side. I don't think I got a chance to pin that one, so let's only pin that one. Oopsie. Pin shooting all over the place. Save the safety pin. Okay. There we go. Now we'll do the same to this side. Just pop a few pins in to keep that curve nice. And especially when you're working with striped fabric, you just kind of line up a stripe and you go for it. There you go. Easy peasy. Okay, sew on there. Keep them together. Figured it was going to add strength to where the pressure was going to be the most, which was the handles being attached to the folded edge here. So it just gave it a little bit more stability in the hanging process. And I'm just going to pop some nails into our lean-to shed thing and just hang each bag up. There, there, and there. And now, just take over this edge here. You can do a press if you want, because it's, like I said, this is just a little quick and easy little tree bag. Maybe not so quick, though. It did take me quite a while to get the other two done. Just saying. But I'm glad they are done, that's for sure. And our tree has a new home, and I won't ever have to fight with that box ever again. Yeah, just do a little fold on under on itself, about 1/4 or 1/8 of an inch, and then just kind of keep it consistent as close as you can all the way down. Okay. And that just makes a nice little pretty edge for the side of the bag. also a good idea if you want, for this one, I've seen them smaller and for loading wood. From taking wood from one spot to the next, you can take plenty pieces of wood, like for if you got like a wood burning fireplace or something like that. It's a nice little sling bag to take care of those. If you got something bulky, can't have all the edges tucked in or anything like that, you can always make a sling bag for that, so it's got spaces. So I kind of like about this is the bottom of the tree parts where they connect together can kind of poke out the side. It's not going to hurt anybody, and I know they're there too. Okay, now next side. Okay. Alright. As you get started a couple spots, especially if you're not pinning it and you're just kind of hand maneuvering it, just get started. Look at it anchored. And just sew on down. We are in for a wicked storm this weekend, it seems. We should have plenty of snow and plenty of wind. We shall see. I'll let you know Saturday on the live stream. Now I want to go and put my ties in where they belong because I finished my other tie. That was the other tie I needed, and my handles. Okay, so we're going to go over to the main table part here. Oops, spread our little sling bag out. Okay, so I've marked here in the center, and then I marked over 5 inches from that center mark for my handles. Okay. I think these are all the same, and then these are my ties. So they ended up being, they were a strip of 4 inches of fabric, and then sewn obviously in half, and they are approximately 20 inches long. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so for our handles, we're gonna make sure they're straight. Don't make sure there's any twists in them or anything like that. And then I put the edge of one handle on one of those lines and the edge of the other. Make yourself 1 inch to 2 inches or something like that. This is a lighter part of the tree, but the other parts of the tree I was kind of putting my strap down just a little bit more to give that stability. So this is just the top part of the tree. It's not too heavy. Okay, but it's amazing how heavy the middle part of the tree is. Okay, and then just put a little pin. Okay. This one moved over from its line. There it is. Okay. And then we want to do the same on the other side, but I need to mark the center. Okay. So let's do this. Flip her around. Okay. Mark over 16 inches. Well, a little less than that now because I put that in the center. So we'll go about, and then we'll do 5 inches on either side of that. There and there, approximately. Okay. It's not rocket science. We could make it rocket science if we wanted to, but we don't. Okay. And then pin, making sure our handle is nice and straight, and pin. And then we'll do the straps. Okay, so what we're going to do is fold this in half, line her up. Okay. Now the straps, or the ties, are going to go on the side here. And I think being quite in line, giving us a good couple inches. Okay. Actually, I'll keep it here. Okay. And then here. And you want to do the same on both sides. Okay. Make sure they're lined up so they'll tie nicely together. And this length makes a nice bow. Okay, so let's fold this over to this side to make sure we got them. They're going to be, it's pretty close to exact as we can get. Okay. And we'll leave the other two just like this. And then we'll sew them all down. And then we'll pop our tree top in it and seal it up. And then go hang them all up. And that is the tree officially put away for the Christmas of 2021, 2022. Ready for Christmas 2022 to 2023. Can't believe it's going to be already. Like, I feel so like we should be more in a spacey age than we are right now. All right, now sew down. See, you can do it where you come down on both sides and do an X. I was just doing some straight stitches right across, but I was making sure they were really secure. Back stitching off and on the project. Cutting the threads. I'd put about 3 in. Bigger ones I was putting 4 or 5. Okay. So super quick. Try and keep my hand out of the way. Okay. Back stitch there, keep it secure. Move to the next one, and that's just like a little assembly line. Once I had everything going, I just went around, did the handles, did the straps, or the ties, and then it was all finished. I made the ties a little bit thick. Not the ties. The handles a little bit thicker. They were cut at 6 inches wide and 20 inches long for the, or more than 40 inches. Oh, 30 inches long, I believe. 30 inches long. Okay, now let's do the ties down the side, and then we'll go around the other side, and we'll finish this up. Yes, I believe it's 20 to 50 centimeters of snow we are to expect. We are stocked on groceries and water, and we are good. We're ready if it comes our way, or when it comes our way. Let's put it that way. Yeah, just making sure they're all secure, because there's going to be a bit of weight on it, especially those handles. Okay. Let's switch it to the other handle side, and then we'll do the other tie side. And it is a bit of fabric, but if you got a fabric you're not really using, then, you know, it's perfect. I barely even used this fabric since I had it, and I must have had it for about 4 or 5 years now. So, and it's a big bolt. You may see it with more future projects. I kind of like the bit of green with the red, so I thought it'd be appropriate for a Christmas bag, Christmas tree bag. And like I said, it's a bit of a tougher canvasy kind of feel to it, as you can kind of tell. It's got a nice feel to it, you know. So it made great bags, probably even a nice pair of pants. I said Munchkin, we can make some, you know, when we were in the other house with some privacy wall hangings between things, but he didn't want to, so that's all right. Can't see the option wasn't there, so. We had quite the rainstorm this morning. All right, 2 more ties, and then we get to put our tree top in. Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. And I can't believe it was just last Saturday, 12-hour stream for New Year's Day. We had such a great time. Sorry, my hand was in the way. Such a great, and the day went by so fast, like unbelievably fast. Even Papa Munchkin said that seemed like it went, like, it was just a matter of a couple hours, not 12 hours. So that was good. It means we had a good time. Hopefully a good time was had by all. Alright, last tie to secure. Oops, back stitch a little bit. Okay. I'm not going to worry about all those little threads, the little ends. Nobody's ever going to see it but me. Okay, so now back to spreading this out on the main table. And then this is how I popped all my other pieces of my tree in the bag. Okay, so first we'll do the stand that we had to do, which is easily closed right there. So it's plenty of room for it to sit in there just fine. And then here's the tree top. Okay, so we'll just plop that there. Bring our handles up. We're going to twist it to the side, and then we're going to tie these ties in a nice big bow. Okay, nice and tight. Okay. And over here, I'm going to do it on the other side of the little post that it gets connected to the medium size section, or the middle section. Okay. And then that gets hung on the wall. Isn't that awesome? Super easy, super cute. Many purposes for this type of a sling bag or a tie and tie side bag. I did one of these and quilted it, and I called them my quilt folio, like as in a portfolio, because a big portfolio is when you got your art and stuff like that. I called it a quilt folio because I was taking my quilts back and forth to the guild shows, and you know, when you want to show and share, right? So yeah, so hopefully that inspires you to make something and that maybe you didn't think you really needed or something. But I definitely needed something to put my Christmas tree in. So I was tired of struggling with the big box all by myself. So thank you, everybody. Greatly appreciate you watching your videos. Don't forget to thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Greatly appreciate that. It's a good feedback for everybody, and you put this in a good algorithm, and hopefully we get more like-minded people like yourself. So big hugs, and we'll see you soon. Take care.